back to y'all. What y'all doing today, baby? Allons manger.
From the bayou to the big stage, talking LSU Tigers, the Saints and those Cowboys. It's loud, it's Cajun, it's football season year-round with Coach and Red. This is Boudin and Crackling Sports Talk.
Welcome to Boudin and Crackling, baby. Hey, the #1 show you ain't never heard of.
I like that.
But you're about to. Hey, I'm Coach. That's Red. Red, tell them what we're talking about today.
The NFC West.
Hey, Lord. Hey, y'all better buckle up. I got a feeling this one might get interesting.
Yeah.
This one might get interesting. For those of you who this is your first time tuning in, our show is completely unscripted. All right? Red and I get instant reactions, true reactions to whatever he's going to say, because he always says some crazy stuff. But I'm here to keep him level.
Yeah.
I'm here to keep him level. He's the crazy one. I'm the level-headed one.
Definitely our role.
That's our role. If you don't believe us, just let us know. All right. NFC West. What you thinking about it, baby? All right. First of all, let's go from the bottom up.
Yes.
Let's go from the bottom up.
All right.
NFC West. Who you got on the bottom? Because I know who I got.
Arizona.
And the Cardinals?
Yes.
How? How can you possibly think the Cardinals are going to be the bottom feeder in the NFC West? That's sarcasm, folks, by the way. Name
a second player.
A second player? Name a first player.
McBride, the tight end.
All right, look. Hey, hold on. Why does everybody know McBride?
Fantasy
football. Hey, by the way, you know who had him? I had him last year. Yeah, baby. That's the only reason people know him is from fantasy football. And listen, honestly, that's one of the perks of fantasy football. That's one of the reasons it brings big money into the NFL. But, I did this on the AFC East video with the Jets, but I'll say this. On the count of 3, name the Cardinals starting quarterback. 1, 2, 3. You don't know. You ain't got a clue. Red, tell him who it is.
Jacoby Brissett.
I'm glad you said that because I ain't had a clue either. You actually knew that.
Gardner Minshew.
Is Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew,
or Carson Beck?
Man, what's up with Carson Beck's eyes?
They're close.
Lord have mercy. That boy looked like a goggle eye. He looked like a white perch. What? Lord, I can't even make my eye. What in the world? But hey.
That's got the office.
But you know what? That may help him focus in. He can get his eyes like that. He can focus them in. I'm just telling you. All right, the Cardinals. I agree with you. Obviously, the expected to be the bottom of the NFC West. Mm-hmm. To me, the NFC West is a 3-team gauntlet.
Yes.
I mean, when it's all said and done, the NFC West has 3 legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, before we even talk about the rankings and stuff like that, the Seahawks are the defending Super Bowl champion. All right? Tell me again who they beat in the NFC Championship game?
The Rams.
The Rams, another NFC West team. All right? So, and we all know that the 49ers have been very good and probably have one of the best 3 coaches in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think by anybody's standards, Rams coach, McVay, and the 49ers coach,
Kyle
Shanahan, both top 5, easy. Yeah. I think anybody would name them top 5. By the way, before we get into that, I gave you a little hard time about, gave the people out there in sitting at their house on their couch right now a hard time about not knowing the Cardinals quarterback. Name me the Seahawks coach. He just won the Super Bowl. 1, 2, 3. You don't know. Right? Nobody knows this guy. That may be a great thing for them. This guy has come out of basically nowhere, won a Super Bowl, and people still don't know who he is. That's actually pretty impressive, people.
Yeah, their defense is a real deal.
How many years he been the Seahawks coach?
1 year.
1 year. How many Super Bowls he win?
1.
That's pretty impressive, people. when it's all said and done, by the way, not only did he do that, he did that with a new quarterback that had just moved into town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Sam Darnold. He brings Sam Darnold in. Now, granted, Sam Darnold just had a great year in Minnesota, but he brings in a new guy, new coach, new quarterback, new system, and we go win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It also helps they had Jackson Smith and Jigba on the outside.
Listen,
helping that quarterback out.
I agree with that, but everybody got a number one.
Yeah, that number one.
No, he's good. Anyhow, we're working our way up from the Cardinals. They down there in they bottom feeders.
Yes.
They bottom feeders. Who do you got, Nick? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who he's fixing to spit out right here. But whoever it is, it's probably going to be an argument one way or another.
49ers.
The 49ers. You know, so basically you saying that the bottom two is going to stay the same as last year. Now, the last year, so look, why have the 49ers not been up to the level of their ability the last couple of years?
Quarterback.
You think it's the quarterback? I think it's the injuries. They have probably been the most injured. Them and the Saints.
I was about to say.
Them and the Saints.
Your team's up there.
Yeah. Them and the Saints are probably been the two most snake-bitten, injury-prone teams over the last couple of years. I mean, is that a product of the way they play? Like go in there and hit and tackle with reckless abandon? Is it the way they practice that people get injured? Or is it just blind luck?
Got to be a combination of all of that.
Well, here's the thing. When it happens one time, it is what it is. Every team's going to go through those cycles. But when it happens over the course of 3 and 4 years, over and over and over, at some point, let's be real, all of professional sports have turned to analytics, right? At some point, somebody on that team has got to go to some analytics and say, hey, what are we doing? What can we do different? What can we stop doing? Yeah. Because something's not working here. It can't just be bad luck all the time. I'm just telling you. So you think Purdy is the problem?
Yes, one of them.
But they just paid that boy. So if he's the problem, he's finna be a problem for a while.
Yep. I think San Francisco's on the way down.
Oh, I'm going to agree with you. Listen, when teams peak, and I said this in a video previously, when they can have pretty good quarterbacks on rookie contracts, right? So that was a point in time about 3 years ago that the 49ers had like 6 players that were the highest paid players in their position. Mm-hmm. Because their starting quarterback was making less than $1 million a year when some of the other quarterbacks are making $50 million a year. So that's another $50 million they have to spread out around the team. You give me $50 million, I'll probably find a couple of players too. All right? But guess what? Like a lot of other teams, they don't have that luxury anymore. Purdy had to get paid. Yep. So there comes the decline that most teams see when that, Mahomes gets paid, they go down. Lamar Jackson gets paid, there you go. Dak gets paid. It just is that natural progression. The one team, and I don't want to get into this team just yet because I don't know where you're ranking them, the one team that seems to always have never-ending money is the Rams.
Right. I don't know how that works.
I'll tell you. I will tell you. I don't want to go turn this into a basketball segment, but what happened to the Lakers recently when LeBron said, hey, I'm not going to play for y'all? All of a sudden, they got an extra $50 million to spread out. Who was their number one, possibly the best defensive player to ever play just last year, retired early?
Yeah, Aaron Donald. And
so what happens when they retire? All of a sudden, they get millions of extra dollars to spend amongst the rest of the team, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened when it's all said and done. Now, they just picked up probably Aaron Donald's heir apparent
Myles
Garrett. And rumors are
Aaron Donald might come back.
Aaron Donald might come back. I'm going to tell you right now. Listen, if Aaron Donald comes back and somehow the Rams can put in Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the defensive line, I don't want to be an opposing quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an opposing left tackle. I don't want to be an opposing right tackle. What I wouldn't mind being is a safety for the Rams.
Or corner.
Well, but that safety knows that ball got to come out early. He can run and pick some stuff off pretty quick. Because guess what? There ain't no quarterback sitting back there and going, option 1, option 2, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi. No, it's going to be snap. I'm looking and that's what I'm throwing. So as a safety, you should be able to read the quarterback's eyes and make a break.
Picked up, right?
What's that?
You know who else Rams picked up, right? McDuffie from the Chiefs.
So, again, what did I say? The Rams seem to never run out of money. Listen, I don't know who the Rams general manager is. You're pretty good. I'm just gonna listen. It's easy to win when you got the best players,
yeah.
And when you got Aaron Donald and you got Stafford and you got Puka and now you got Myles Garrett, you can win some games. But somehow somebody got to be smart enough to figure out the finances to that, and whoever that person is, that's the real secret to the Rams right now, if you ask me. San Francisco, hey, look, they still got that running back dude, don't they?
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, they still got him. He's still pretty good, ain't he?
When he's available.
You know what I say about what is the best ability you can have?
Yeah, availability.
Availability. He's kind of the Kawhi Leonard of the NFL, ain't he?
Yes.
I mean, when it's all said and done, I'm taking a health break.
Yeah.
No, I think he's legit hurt. I don't think he's playing it off. I think he's giving what he got. But again, when you run with that, the way he plays, and he's not a necessarily huge guy. He's not a King Henry.
No.
You know, he has some violent contacts because of his speed. And listen, not only that, a lot of times he's getting some of those violent contacts when he's in pass routes. Because he's so quick and he can catch the ball and they're trying to get him the ball in space. Sometimes he's getting those licks when he's catching the ball. And he, you know, when you don't have kind of like Alvin Kamara, you know, same type of body type. But so you think San Francisco's coming down from what they were last year? Yes. So you don't think they have the same record as last year?
No.
I don't think they're going to be bad. I don't see them being bad. I don't think they still have the same makeup of a team that they had that went to the NFC Championship game a couple of years ago when they were on their 18th string quarterback. I'm just telling you. Now they got their number one quarterback there. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you that they're going to place third, but I don't think they're going to be a 5-win team. I think they're going to be up in the 8 or 9-win team, minimum.
Yeah, I was thinking 8 or 9.
Okay, all right. Well, that's probably no more than they won last year.
They were 12-5 last year.
Really? Hey, look here. You see this? That's a face of surprise. That's an ugly face of surprise. I guess I did not realize they had won 12 games last year. I thought their injuries had that. You know what? Look, that is a credit to their coach. With all those injuries they had, to still win 12 games, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Again, why we said he's probably ranked in the top 2 or 3 coaches in the NFL. That may be a future show, ranking some some coaches and some quarterbacks. But anyhow,
they got open with the Rams.
So wait. San Francisco opens with the Rams.
Yep. And then
that's a pretty big game to start the season with.
Dolphins.
So a rest game.
Cardinals.
Well, they got a lot of rest games after the Rams.
Broncos.
All right, so they got 2 weeks. They got 2-week bye before the Broncos.
At Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, so at that point, they're probably 2-3. Hey, 2-3 is about where we said they'd be. 8-9, 9-8, something like that. All right. Second place team. Hey, this is the one right here because I'm waiting to see this because I have my mind made up, but we'll see.
I'm going to go with Seattle.
Red, I don't like when we do this.
You don't like when we agree?
I don't like when we agree because when we agree, I know we're wrong. When we agree, I know we're wrong. Here's the thing. Seattle. I will say this about them. If they can repeat what they did last year, and I'm not necessarily saying win a Super Bowl, but if they are in the conversation, if they are 13-4 and they're in the NFC Championship game again next year, you got to give Sam Darnold and who's their head coach?
That guy.
Yeah, and him a lot of credit. At that point, I think the opinion of Sam Darnold and of their coach has to turn to elite.
Yeah.
Because at that point, Sam Darnold will have 3 straight very good seasons, going back to his seasons with the Vikings, his last season with the Vikings.
They're still going to be good. I'm like really good. Like,
by the way, how dumb would the Vikings move look? They got rid of Sam Darnold to keep hey, no, that's a bad album. Dynamite.
Yeah.
Dynamite! All you young people, you ain't have a clue. It's JJ from Good Times.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, I still think they're going to be 12-5, something like that.
Yeah, here's the thing. You know who that coach reminds me of? He reminds me of McVay at the Rams.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty sure he comes from the
same tree. That's exactly what they all come from the same tree. But he outcoached a lot of they won games last year because of the coach and Darnold. Because both of those guys are pretty cerebral.
Yeah.
How y'all like that word I threw out there, huh?
Been watching X-Men?
Huh? What are you talking about? I mean, I'm pretty cerebral. I'm just saying, like, look, okay, Kenneth Walker. They lost Kenneth Walker. Talking about Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
They lost Kenneth Walker. He went to
Kansas City, right?
He went to the Chiefs. All right. But was Walker, and I realized he was a Super Bowl MVP. Was he like a major reason that Seattle had such a great season?
No.
I think he was a journeyman running back. I think the Chiefs are going to find that out this year. That Walker had a great year had a great game or two, and his stock rose because of it. But really and truly, you got Sam Darnold, you got Smith and Jigba.
Mm-hmm.
Name me 2 other players on Seattle.
Lawrence, that plays on the defensive line. DeMarcus.
Oh, you know him because he came to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's it. But my point is, people, Seattle just won a Super Bowl, and we don't know nothing about them. The average NFL fan cannot name you 3 or 4 players that are on Seattle and can't name you their coaches, give you their coach's name. And we have purposefully not given his name to prove a point. It's just like
that was definitely by design.
Absolutely. So, what is Seattle? They're like this great mystery.
Yeah.
Won a Super Bowl, and here's the thing. Won a Super Bowl, once you got to the NFC Championship game, nobody was surprised.
No.
Yeah, see, Seattle's probably the best team. They won the Super Bowl. They were the favorite. But nobody knows nothing about them. That is the craziest thing in sports. If a team wins the Super Bowl, they're usually pretty popular. Their players are usually pretty popular. I don't get that with Seattle. And I think that's kind of the way they like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is kind of scary.
Leave them up there in the Pacific Northwest and
let them get up there and do whatever they do up there in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. Lord have mercy. But that brings us to the number 1 team in Red's prediction of the NFC West, which is
the Rams.
The Crams. The Los Angeles Crams. Tell me why you think they're going to win it, Red.
Myles Garrett.
Just him? They don't have to score no points in there. Hey, Myles Garrett, we need you to be the water boy. You got to go make 35 tackles, 2 fumble recovers for a touchdown, and then kick a field goal.
This Myles Garrett, the guy that they traded away, I can't even remember that guy's name.
Yeah, him.
Is Myles Garrett better than him?
Yes, obviously.
All right. They got Trent McDuffie at corner. Trent McDuffie better than any of the corners they had?
Probably, but I'm not going to. Listen.
Is Matthew Stafford?
Is Trent McDuffie a top 3 cornerback in the league? No. He's a good one. He's a good one. I'll tell you this, Red. When teams add players, and the last video you told me, well, Kansas City added Kenneth Walker. You got 32 teams in the NFL. Where are you ranking Kenneth Walker in the running backs in the NFL?
I rank him above Pacheco or whoever else.
Now, you're not answering my question. He's in the bottom half.
I don't think he's right there.
If you're not adding a top 2 or 3 player at whatever position, then you're not adding a game changer. And that's the way I see it. You're just adding another starter. To me, McDuffie is a good, solid starter. He's not Revis Island. He's not Dion, which means he's not a game changer. That's the way I view it.
How many
Now,
of those are
Myles
in the league
Garrett,
right now?
game changer. What's that?
How many of those are in the league right now?
There's only 2 or 3. That's my point.
Oh, name a corner in the league right now that's a game changer. Yeah.
Him.
Trent McDuffie?
No, not him. Look, I'm just telling you, when every team gets all hyped up this time of year, we got this player, we got this player. Okay, he was a pretty good player. That means he's just going to be that just means he's an average NFL starter. That don't mean he's bad. That just means, not everybody out there is King Henry. Not everybody out there is Patrick Mahomes. Not everybody out there is Revis Island. They're just not all out there. And if the player you're getting was not a first team or second team Pro Bowler, then you just picked up a starter, is what you picked up. You picked up a starter. So you're not picking up anybody that the other team said, we can't throw at him. That dude's too good. He ain't did that much at Kansas City last year. You know how I know? Because Kansas City got smacked. Hey, look, they took the chefs out back and they barbecued them. I'm just telling you, there wasn't nobody for the chefs being very good last year. I don't want to hear that junk. No. See, that's the
So just because a team has a bad year, that's every player on that team's fault?
No, but here's the thing. Was he first team All-Pro? No, he was just an average starter. This whole offseason hype about, we picked up this player. You picked up an average player. You didn't pick up a game changer.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, I'm just telling you. He's not a game changer. You think he's a game changer?
I think he's one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah, because he's starting. He's a starting corner. He's definitely one of the top probably 64, huh? If he's not top 2 or 3, then he's just an average starter. There's only 2 or 3 game changers at every position in the NFL. There's tiers to this stuff. There's levels to this stuff. You got guys that are lucky to be starting, probably because of injuries. You got guys that are okay starters, that are just good enough to hold their position. You got guys that are above average and pretty good. And then you got the elites. I don't think he's elite. I think he's in that pretty good category, which means he's not a game changer in my mind. All right. But I agree with you about the Rams.
Still, on the offense side of the ball, we didn't even talk about that. You got Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua.
Where did Matt Stafford finish in the MVP vote last year?
He was in the top, right? Was it first?
He won it last year. That's what I'm talking about. You still talking about the NFL MVP, Matthew Stafford. All right. And they got that one receiver that's kind of good.
Yo, Puka?
I'm just telling you, hey, that boy's actually pretty good.
And Devontae Adams.
All right. If we're going to talk about Devontae Adams last year was basically one thing, a red zone target. When they got inside the 10 or 15-yard line, they targeted him a lot. He scored touchdowns because that's where he did his work. Coming down the field, it was Puka.
He led the league in receiving first downs. Devontae Adams did.
But okay, let me rephrase that. He was not a deep threat. He got a whole bunch of them little 4 and 5 yard outs and curls, and because he's getting older, he's become a possession receiver. Yeah. That's the way I view it. And listen, there is a huge spot on every team for possession receivers. He's not Puka.
No.
He's not Puka. He is that guy that is going to beat you off the ball, beat you to a spot, not 30 yards down the field. He gonna beat you to a spot within about 3 or 4 steps, turn around and catch a ball. That's why he gets the first downs. That's why he gets the touchdowns. Because he's one of the top 2 or 3 receivers in the league within the first 10 yards. That's what I'll say. I'll give him that. Within the first 10 yards, he's one of the best receivers. Past that, getting a little long in the tooth. All right? Yeah. Who else they got on the offense? Is that enough?
Yeah.
I think so, too. Listen, you can't have a team full of all-stars, but the Rams got their share. And for my money, I think they may have the best coach in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
So wait. So we agree completely on the rankings of the NFC West, and we agree on who the best coach in the NFL is right now?
Yes.
Lord, y'all better watch out. The lightning finna strike. It's finna get bright in here. I'm just telling y'all. Anyhow, so you got Rams, Seahawks,
Niners,
49ers,
Cardinals,
and then the Redbirds.
Like 50 yards of crap, and then the Cardinals.
50 yards of fertilizer. Hey, so wait, so you telling me you don't believe in Jacoby Brissett? You mean to tell me you got Matthew Stafford and Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy, and you don't believe in Jacoby Brissett? What's wrong with you, man?
Or Gardner Minshew, or Carson Beck, or anybody they go pick up at
Gagalai? You talking about Gagalai?
Yeah.
You know who I think needs to go to the Cardinals? Jameis Winston. I think Jameis Winston anywhere would be entertaining.
I think Jameis Winston needs to go ahead and sign that deal with the 4-letter network and just be on TV all day.
Absolutely. Listen, if y'all ain't watched him on his World Cup stuff, he's doing a great job. Ain't got nothing to do with the AFC West. The NFC West. Either one of them Westerns. All right. Well, actually, he's on the West Coast covering all them soccer games. Anyhow, hey, look at here. Whatever you do, don't forget, them Dirty Birds blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. Them silly Dirty Birds. And don't forget to join us next time on Booty Cracklers, baby.
Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok. Email the show at bootandcracklinsports@gmail.com.